We're here with Chief Kurt Becker from the East Meadow Fire Department, and we have a few questions for you. So the first one is, what are some fire safety tips that most people may not think about?
There's probably way too many to stick in one interview. Obviously, the most common ones that we like to tell everybody is, the usual ones that you see online. Don't overload your power strips. Obviously, use an appropriate power strip if you have to use one. Don't plug extension cords into your power strips and stuff like that. With your stove, make sure you're shutting your burners off after you're using them. You're not leaving the stove unattended, especially if you're leaving the house. If you have an open flame, fireplace, stuff like that, have a fire extinguisher nearby. Just always be ready to go. And then obviously the stop, drop, and roll. Obviously, if your clothes catch on fire, the usual stuff they teach you in school and stuff. But those are the most common ones. But I could go on for days just talking fire safety. There's just so much of it that.
So the East Meadow Fire Department is an all-volunteer group. What motivated you to join?
My grandfather joined years and years and years ago. When he had my father jumped right into it as well. The second my father hit age, he joined the fire companies. They both joined the firehouse across the street from here, engine company number 2. When I was born, I was around it since the day I was born. At the time my father was chief, I got to ride in the chief's car with him, go to different fire scenes, and that really piqued my interest. Growing up wanting to be just like my dad, just like my grandfather, that's what led me to join. Seeing all the cool stuff that we do here, being able to help people, give back to the community, really is a special kind of feeling that it's definitely hard to replace that with something else. I enjoy what I do, I love what I do, I love being here for the community, and I love serving the people here.
We thank you for your service. So it takes a lot of skill and effort to become a firefighter, and not many people acknowledge what actually you do. So could you tell us something about your training that not many people know of?
So when you first join the fire department, you're going to be a probationary member. That's typically for about just 1 year. And through that year, it's very intense training. Fire is dangerous. Fighting fire is even more dangerous. We're going into burning buildings, we're going into burning houses, we're conducting searches, we're extinguishing fires. We have to be trained on any type of emergency. So doing that kind of stuff requires a wide range of training. We partner with the Nassau County Fire Service Academy. We go out there every year as a full member of the department and as a probationary member of the department. You're attending classes that typically can take up to a year, however, can be shorter sometimes. And you're going through the basics. Pulling a fire hose off the trucks, putting up ladders on buildings, ventilation, all sorts of different stuff you're going to be training in. You do that for a couple months, pretty much up to a year. Once all that's completed, you are eligible to come off of probation. Once you're off of probation, once a year, we have 4 to 5 nights that we also go out to the Fire Service Academy, and we have training simulators that we actually light live fires in, and they work with the instructors who are all chiefs throughout the Nassau County Fire Service that instruct us on proper techniques and training and kind of refreshing some of our tools and skills that we use.
Oh, that's very cool. So obviously you are very helpful to the community and your service is very honorary. So could you say a message to anyone who aspires to be a firefighter?
Do it. That's the most simple message, is do it. It's a very cool feeling. You're joining a second family here. These guys and girls that we work with here, they're my brothers and sisters. A lot of them I've grown up with, being around the fire department for so long. But it's even, nicer to see when we get a member just off the street that's not related here family-wise, and we get to bring them into our family. I know at any time of day, any time of night, I can call one of these guys or girls, and they're going to be running arms wide open to help me and my family as I would for them. We have a wide range of skills here, from police officers to career firemen as well. Doctors, nurses, EMTs, construction workers, electricians, you name it, it's here. Another cool thing that we have here is you need something done, you could always rely on somebody that's got some experience in that to come help you. You get a lot of cool training. You get the opportunity to help people see things that you never see. Everybody's used to seeing a fire truck going down the street. You don't know where it's going. You don't know what kind of emergency it's going to. But to be on that fire truck and knowing what you're going to and what you're about to do, being on the other side of that fire line tape is it's definitely a very, very cool experience that it's hard to get that kind of experience anywhere else. So my recommendation is, if you have questions, come down and talk to us. Our firehouses are open. Our website is always on. Fill out an application, come talk to us, stop by one of the firehouses, talk to some of the guys, talk to some of the girls, and see if you have an interest in it. Our doors are always open. We're always taking members.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with Chief Becker. The work that you and your team do is so brave, and for keeping our community safe.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for speaking with us.
No problem. Thank you.
So if you could speak about your history and what you do outside of being a firefighter, and then what led you to this.
Currently I work at National Grid, the gas company. I fought fires a little bit when I was in the Navy, and when I came out, it kind of always been something I wanted to do outside of my normal work. And I have quite a few friends that are firefighters that are volunteers in Jersey and New York. And when I moved to East Meadow, which was about 2 years ago, I looked into it and I was welcomed with open arms, but I love it.
Thank you for your service.
So what led me to being a firefighter, my whole family was in it, my brother, my father. I joined the day after my 18th birthday, and this was for a different department out in Suffolk. I moved out here, and they opened their arms like no other. Like, I never stopped. What I do on my off time, I work a lot, and then I have 2 kids, my wife, so I like to spend time with them on off time. That's really it.
Thank you so much.
A lot of different tools on here, from different tools that we use to help ventilate smoke out of buildings, fire extinguishers, light towers, leaf blowers that we use on accident scenes, different type of fire extinguishers, water, powder, CO2 extinguishers, fans that we use to help ventilate smoke out of buildings. We do have saws, our emergency burn kits, first aid kits. We do have members in this company that are trained for emergency medical response. This is stuff that we use if we have to go into a high-rise building that has a sprinkler system or a standpipe. This is what we use to connect it. Spare air cylinders. This is what we use when we go into a burning building, burning fire. We have the masks that we wear. This has 45 minutes of air that we use to go help us breathe while we're inside of a building. Different hoses and stuff like that. Each hose that we have on the truck really has a different purpose. Typically, these are the hoses that we would use if we were responding to a car fire or a propane barbecue or something like that. They're easy to pull. It's about 200 feet right here. Different connections, all sorts of stuff throughout the truck. The back of the truck will hold 8 members, and then we have our 2 jump seats. Forcible entry equipment in case we need to get into a door that's locked. We have different tools, from set of irons, which is an axe. This is a Halligan bar, to a maul, pick-headed axe, some different tools that we use to help get us into places that might be locked or whatever we need. This is the vehicle extrication compartment. Set of cutters, set of spreaders. This is what's commonly known as the jaws of life with our power unit. In the back here, just some more hoses. We have just about almost 850 feet of the hose right in the middle. That's our 5-inch hose. That's what supplies the water from the fire hydrant into the tank. We do carry 750 gallons of water on this tank at all times. And then we have just about 1,000 feet on each side here of 2.5-inch hose, which goes into 1 3/4 hose, and that's what we use the 2.5 to fight more larger building fires and stuff like that. The smaller hoses, more residential style fires, house fires and stuff like that. This is rescue company number 5. We got about 15 to 20 members, highly trained emergency medical providers. They run 2 ambulances, which both have capabilities of advanced life support, responding to various different emergencies, from people injured in car accidents to people not feeling well. Highly reliable medics with state-of-the-art equipment that we're lucky enough to obtain to provide the residents of East Meadow with the best amount of training and resources as possible. They have their helmets, which signifying they're in a rescue company. They'll wear a blue helmet with goggles to protect them in case they have to climb into a vehicle during an auto accident. This gear, specialized emergency medical gear to protect themselves from any type of bloodborne pathogens or anything like that when they're dealing with the patient. One of our members, she's a EMT within this company, wants to go above and beyond, wants to take that extra step. We issued her fire gear. She's currently, after she completed all her emergency medical training and stuff like that, she now wants to take that extra step with her training and go through fire school. So she's actually training to be a firefighter as well as an EMS provider. The ladder company, this is Tower Ladder 617, which is operated by ladder company number 1. They're in charge of both of these rigs. This is our 2001 Pierce aerial ladder. It's a just about a 95 to 100 foot ladder that goes straight up in the air. If we had to get onto the roof of a building or something like that, guys can climb these, get up into the bucket of the ladder here. And then over here is our heavy rescue truck. This is where the specialties really come into play. Again, more fans for all the type of ventilation. More bottles for when we're using our SCBAs. These are the bottles that we use to breathe. Floodlight capabilities. There's also a tower which is on the top of this truck. So utilizing these controls, we could put that tower up, which will help us light up a scene. All sorts of ladders, from 30-foot ladders to 10-foot ladders, 18-foot roof ladders, different styles. We have this here is part of our firefighter search and rescue equipment. So we call it a FAST or FAST team. You'll hear firefighter assistant search team. Basically, every bad fire that we respond to, we set up a designated team that if something were to happen to one of us, these guys can go in and extract our firefighter right away. So this tool here, with the inception of hybrid vehicles and electric vehicles, what this tool is, we can plug this into a electric vehicle. This will plug in to simulate that the car is charging. And what it'll do is it'll shut that vehicle down so that the vehicle can't be driven or operated or anything like that while we're working on it. There was a video that surfaced maybe about a year or so ago. A hybrid vehicle had rolled over in New York City. The FDNY was on scene, and while operating on scene of that vehicle, the vehicle started to move because they were hitting the gas pedal, and the vehicle started to take off. These guys also have on this truck, they also have life safety ropes. These guys are trained in high angle rope rescue as well, if they need be. In the event that we had somebody trapped on a upper floor of a high-rise building, in the event that we had to lower somebody out of a house or something like that, the life safety rope is a rope that we maintain. It's tested yearly. It's replaced quarterly when it needs to be, depending on its lifespan. We would always use the life safety rope strictly for life safety so that we know when we deploy that rope, it's a good rope, it's not torn, tattered, or anything like that. It's maintained and it's ready to go at a moment's notice. A lot of times during bad weather, these guys will be ordered to come to the firehouse, whether it be a snowstorm, severe weather incident, hurricanes like we've had before. These guys are going to have to come to the firehouse, stay, be ready at a moment's notice. The reason why we do that, it's safer for us to have everybody here if they're available versus trying to come out in their cars during inclement weather to get to the firehouse for an emergency. So we got nice TVs here, some nice couches that these guys can come relax and hang out while they're here and spend their time. Coffee machines, obviously coffee is very big for us. These guys are up late. Up early. Company offices are down there. That's where they're going to have their meetings. And then this is just our generic lounge. Again, TV, some seating where these guys could just kind of hang out, relax and stuff like that.
I know it's stereotypical, but do you have the pole?
No, we do not have poles in any of our firehouses. No. Every year, the United States Marine Corps lands about 4 helicopters in the park, and they always request a fire engine to stand by. So another cool thing that we get to do, we get to meet guys like this who are defending our country day in and day out. Some recent fires, I don't know if you recognize this at all, where this is, but this is the Stu Leonard's. This is the liquor store here for Stu Leonard's. Some different scenes that we've responded to over the years. This is a brother duo right here. He is currently the captain of Engine Company Number 1. That's his brother Christopher, who's a member of Engine Company Number 1. Sometimes we're here during storms. I believe this was either Hurricane Irene or Hurricane Sandy, one of the two. Our members were in quarters for an extended period of time, given the amount of incidents that we responded to. It's very big inspiration to us all. This is City Fireman Raymond Pfeiffer, who passed away from 9/11 related illness. Ray was an icon for the Zadroga Act, and he fought and fought and fought, and even being a wheelchair-bound person, managed to get to Washington, D.C. Pretty often to chase down these politicians and make sure that we continued the Zadroga Act, which is funding for healthcare for any 9/11 first responder. This was their 9/11 stair climb. These members here climbed 110 stories to honor those that perished on September 11th, 2001.